Hello everyone, and welcome back to Ashley's Homestead Adventures. And these are the videos that us video creators, it doesn't matter if you're just a teeny tiny small fry like me or if you're a big wig, it just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who you are. These are the videos that you don't want to do. You don't want to talk about it, you don't want to relive it, but we promise to be 100% transparent with you guys, and we have been very open and honest about the ups and the downs. And some of you might be able to guess, but we did lose our little blonde girl, our little calf. We lost her in the middle of Saturday night. I did everything I could. And I have spoken to the vet. Sorry, I just saw something run across the pasture that doesn't belong to me. And it is dusk out, so I needed to count my chicks, make sure that everybody was where they were supposed to be next to me. In case I couldn't identify it, looked like a dog of some form, but we back up to woods, so it could have been, a coyote, and I just wanted to make sure that I had everybody right here with me, especially the Chihuahua. I always need to know where she's at. So she was drinking out of the bucket, and not as much as she needed to be. And when I left you guys last, she was still standing, and she basically continued to stay standing, and I didn't feel like she was at a point, of total weakness, and I didn't feel that she was at a point where we needed to be invasive with the procedures that we did. And I left her standing, and she had drank a little bit of milk out of the bucket, and then I came out and she was gone. And so it's just what it does to a lot of us women farmers. Even though we know in our heads, we know logically this is the circle of life. There was probably something very wrong with her when I got her. The odds were against her. And I know going into this bottle baby thing, I know that I'm going to lose them. And you lose them frequently when you're buying them this young. They've been pulled from their mothers, and also buying from a livestock auction. You basically treat everybody, you assume that they're sick until proven otherwise. And so we feel confident that we did all of the right things, and maybe we could have done some things better. I did give her immediate response. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe that was too much for her in that time. But that is part of farming, and that is very much why I try to be very transparent with you guys, because if you want to farm in any capacity with animals, you're going to lose them. You lose some of the battles, you can't win them all. However, as the woman of the homestead, it breaks us. It shatters us, and we feel like the ultimate failure. We feel like, what could I have done? We just rack our brains, And for me, it ruins my day. And it's hard for me to get over. I know that the logic will win eventually, but the heart has to have its time to grieve and to acknowledge that loss and that failure. And For me personally, I have to go through and I dive headfirst into research. Why, what, when, where, who, what. I mean, I dive in deep. That's how I grieve for these animals, is I try to educate myself more. I called the vet. I asked the vet, you know, what could I have given her something different? Did I give her too much? Did I maybe try to get her to eat too much and I just plumb wore her out? Did I shove too much food down her throat? And so these are the things that we go through, and it is part of farming, and it's sad and it's horrible, but you gain knowledge, you gain experience, and I'm not saying that it's good in any way, shape, or form, but what I am saying is that with every one that you lose, you gain the knowledge of how you lost it. And for instance, now I know more what a calf looks like when it's on its way out. I know the stance, I know the ear position, I know the look. And so if I see that again, I'm gonna jump into ER care, and I just didn't think it was time for that with her yet. So really that's, as we go around the farm, you are going to be missing the little blonde girl. However, our other two calves are doing splendid, and I'm going to go ahead and I'll turn you around here. So just a little side note, Mr. King is ready to go in with the girls, and I'll explain to you. His month of quarantine was up on Monday, and I'll explain to you more why he's not in with her or in with them. But here's our little babies, and they're doing good. We have antibiotics on board. We actually just finished our round of penicillin for them, and we have been giving electrolytes in the milk. They are drinking their entire ration of milk twice a day. They're eating their solid food. They're gaining strength, and I feel like we're doing good here. So these are the wins. The little boy's cough is gone as of right now, and the little girl on Sunday did start showing symptoms of a runny nose. So I did, we had already been giving antibiotics, so that's part of the assume they're sick thing that I learned with the blonde calf, is with these auction calves, you go ahead and just start them on antibiotics as soon as they come home. Just assume they're sick. So they both started around on Sunday, and they're done today. But they're doing good, and so that's a win. They're looking good. They have already drank half of their evening milk ration, so that's good. Daisy, my good days. You guys just stay. We doing days? Hey, Days. So Miss Daisy went to the vet on Monday, and Miss Daisy, hi Miss Daisy, hi Miss Daisy, hi Miss Daisy, and she is looking much better. We decided to go with the thought of it being allergies, so she got an antibiotic shot and a steroid shot for allergies. a short-term one because we didn't know, you know, for sure that it was allergies. And she's got some cream that I put on her every day. And as you can see, she's really starting to look better. Her spots are clearing up, sloughing off, and not recreating new scabs. So that is good. I was thinking that it was more along the lines of herpes, and so that's the reason why we didn't give her a long-term steroid, because steroid's actually going to enhance the herpes. I want to see your face. I want to see your face. Let me see your face. So that's looking much, much better. So she will go back in and get a long-term steroid shot. And also I learned, which I knew with dogs, but I didn't realize it with cats. I learned that feeding cats in plastic bowls, a lot of cats are extremely allergic to plastic bowls, and they were getting fed and watered in plastic bowls that I had just used cheap ones for the trip here and just kind of kept using them. So I've switched them over to ceramic bowls, and she's doing much, much better. It would also explain why she has a problem, but Miss Lily doesn't have a scab 1 on her. You know, so that's kind of what had me stumped, is I was like, well, it's obviously not contagious. So we do believe that it is external allergies, and we are treating it as such. But they're thoroughly enjoying being out in the barn with all the animals, hunting and doing barn cat things. So everybody else is doing really good. So that is the good news, is that Days is on the mend, and that our 2 black calves, the boy and the girl, are still with us, and they appear to be doing well. I have a consult with the vet tomorrow for them, and will kind of get all my ducks in a row as far as, you know, how I need to proceed and the things that I need to do, and try to gain some knowledge from him, as well as pick up a prescribed broad spectrum antibiotic from him that you can't get over the counter. So we do have that in the making. But the other reason why you haven't seen me in a few days is our little black bull calf, who I think I've dubbed Bronco for good reason. Upon giving him a antibiotic shot on Monday. Anyway, he decided to give me a little bit of run for my money, and for whatever reason, I have tweaked my back. So I have been flat out. Today is the first feeding. This evening is the first feeding that I have been out in the barn for any period of time, actually doing the chores. And Mr. Wonderful did leave today, so I'm on my own, and so I'm just being incredibly careful. I have had back issues for quite some time. It's just a part of my genetics and a part of being a big girl and my lifestyle and my job. So not blaming anybody, Bronco. These things happen, and I'm not mad at him. But I am being very, very careful with myself, because without me right now, the kids don't have anything. So probably gonna be taking it easy for at least the rest of the week, but I really felt bad that I hadn't seen you guys in a while, and I wanted to update you on the reasons why. So I appreciate you watching and getting the update on the homestead. That is how we're doing, ups and downs. But if you if you don't take the challenges and you don't take the risks, you'll never change and you'll never learn. And I pride myself on being someone who takes the risks and jumps into things and dives in with her whole heart. And yes, it hurts when I fail. It hurts bad, but when I win, it's amazing. And if you continue to look at it in the aspect that you're always learning, there was probably absolutely nothing that I could have done about that girl. But she did teach me a whole lot while she was here. And she did leave us not in a stockyard, all alone and cold. She left us in a nice clean stall with dry bedding and milk on her chin. So that's the way, if they're gonna go, that's the way I want them to go. So I hope you guys had a great day, and I will catch you on the next one. Yours truly.